This is the paper what I'm going to use for this workshop. This is this paper is from Zen Sangam. This is 60% cotton paper, and I'm really happy about this paper. That's why I'm recommending you. I'm really happy about this paper.
When you can start your career now.
Kindly mute your audio, please. Excuse me. Okay. This is 60% cotton paper, and they are having another version of watercolor paper also. So you can buy whichever is convenient to you. I personally, I prefer this paper, and I have tried this paper. I'm really happy about this 60% cotton paper. Okay, well, so before getting into the techniques and other stuffs, I want to talk about the supplies. First one is paper. Okay, so there are three types of papers. One is hot pressed, and another one is cold pressed, and another one is rough. Whereas hot pressed means it might have, it might not have any texture, almost, it's more like satin paper. Okay, so it doesn't have any texture at all. So that, most of the portrait artists, they prefer that kind of paper, and they use for that kind of purpose. Okay, for making portraits and other stuffs. Whereas, cold pressed. Okay, so cold pressed, it is having, somewhat moderately textured. I prefer cold pressed paper because I like to paint more landscapes than any other subject. So I prefer cold pressed paper. And the other type is rough. It is having, highly textured paper. Some of the artists, they prefer rough texture paper for painting, big kind of things like painting galaxies, or if they want to use some kind of granulating colors, they want to show more kind of granulation. In that case, people, they prefer rough paper. But personally, I like, this one, cold press paper. Okay, so this is about paper and brushes. Okay, if you are a very beginner for watercolors, I suggest you to buy a set of round brushes, maybe right from 3x0 size to 2, 4, 6, 8, like that. You can buy round brushes. Any brand you can buy round brushes, any brand. Okay, whichever is affordable to you, you can buy those brushes. And I also recommend you to buy some mob brushes. Okay, so there are various kind of mob brushes are there. So mob brushes, they have fluffy bristles, so that they can uphold more amount of water. So it is highly useful for making big washes, for painting skies. And if you want to make a big background washes, you can use mob brushes. Okay, I have a variety of sizes in mob brush. Okay, small to medium, large, because I love mob brushes. So you can buy any brand mob brush, so whichever is affordable and whichever is convenient to you, that is. And you need one or two liner brushes. You can buy liner brushes. They have very thin bristles with long hairs. Okay, so for painting the trunk of the tree, or for making some details, you can use liner brush. And sometimes you can have a fan brush. Okay, so this is kind of fan like bristles they are. So you can have one fan brush if you require. Otherwise, round brushes and a flat brush, one liner brush, those are enough. Okay, you can invest on brushes later. Maybe once you become comfortable with watercolors. Okay, then watercolors. Okay, so if you are a beginner, there are three types of watercolors. One is student grade watercolor paper. Sorry, not watercolor paper. Student grade watercolors, and another one is studio grade watercolors. Okay, and professional grade watercolors. Okay, so student grade watercolors, generally kids they love to use. Okay, so the problem with the student grade watercolors is if you buy and use, and if you are trying, even if you are a beginner, I suggest you to go for studio grade watercolors rather than student grade, because student grade colors, they don't give you know um, uh, much results when you are trying. Okay, they don't give much good results. Okay, when you are trying to make something after learning, when you are trying to make some landscape or some florals or whatever it may be. And another problem with these colors is sooner or later they will fade. Okay, maybe after a couple of months. Okay, so you take your watercolor painting, and if you see, you can see, there is no vibrancy at all. It looks so dull, so pale. The colors are so pale. Okay, so it's the problem of student grade colors. And whereas studio grade, that is fine, that is affordable also. So you can buy any brand, like Senelier, or some other Wanco, or some other colors you can buy. And professional grade, okay, after you become comfortable, you move from beginner grade to the next level. And I recommend you to invest your resources on buying professional grade watercolors. They are good. If you want to sell your watercolor paintings, use professional grade watercolors. At least you can buy one or two, and you can try the variation between the studio grade and the professional grade. Okay, so these are all the things about supplies. And rest of the supplies you can buy masking tape or whatever it may be, so according to your convenience. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, so now we will move on to the techniques. Okay, so techniques. Okay, so I want to show the basic watercolor techniques. Okay, so here you can see how I arranged my blue colors. Okay, I have so many palettes. This is one of my palette. Okay, so how I arranged my blues and then greens here. You can arrange colors in your palette like that. Okay, these are all cool colors, whereas warm colors are yellow, orange, okay, red. They are all warm colors. You can arrange them in a separate palette, or you can arrange accordingly. Okay, so this is the thing. So this is my cool palette, and I have mostly blues and greens here. Okay, fine. Okay, the first question, if you are a very beginner to watercolor, okay, the first question always you have in your mind is how much amount of water I should add to the color. Okay, how much amount of water I should add to the color. Okay, so keep a separate squeezing bottle like this. Okay, so for wetting the colors, you no need to dip your brush in a water bowl and here adding and washing and adding, so you can destroy your color. Okay, so just you can squeeze the colors like this. Okay, you can wet your colors like this. Okay, you can have your squeeze bottle. It's very cheap, so you can buy it. Okay, so I'm just picking up some cerulean blue. This is my favorite color, cerulean blue, because I love to paint landscapes, and blues are my favorite. Okay, how many blues I have? Don't ask me. Okay, so here you can see how much water I added. Okay, so here, if you add more amount of less amount, very less amount of water, okay, here there is very less amount of water. Okay, here you can see the color is somewhat more or less creamy. See here, I'm just okay. It's more like gouache color. Okay, there is no transparency or vibrancy in this. It's more opaque. Okay, so I added very less amount of water to my color. That's why it happens. Okay, now I add more amount of water to my color. Then what will happen? Okay, so here I added more amount of water to my color. Okay, then see now what will happen. See, it looks very pale. The watercolors, they tend to become pale after drying. So it's already pale. Okay, it's already pale. Okay, after drying, it will become more pale. Okay, paler than ever. So it won't give the expected result after painting. Okay, so the thing is, you have to standardize. Okay, how much water I should add to the color, the thing you have to standardize. Okay, so by practice, you can achieve that. Okay, so always practice things and try to achieve that. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, I added right amount of color here. Okay, so here you can see this is more dark, this is pale, this is right amount of water I added. So I feel this is good. Okay, so like this. Okay, you have to standardize certain things on your own. Okay, by practice you can achieve that definitely. So this is the thing. Okay, now okay, we will move on to the techniques. Okay, so the first technique is wet on wet. So wet on wet means, what is wet on wet? Okay, so wet on wet means the paper should be wet enough and you have to add your wet color, I mean mixed color, to that wet paper. Okay, so here also there is a question. Okay, so how much water I should add to my paper? Okay, um, is it sufficient or it is very less? I'm not sure. Okay, so after applying water, just by tilting the paper, you can see it's somewhat shining in between. Okay, that is the ideal amount of water you should apply. So now you can see the water is bleeding. This is wet on wet. Okay, this is wet on wet. So once again I wet the paper. Okay, and then you have to add some colors like this. So this is, see how the color is bleeding. Okay, so this is wet on wet. This is the most important thing if you want to become a landscape artist. This is the most important technique you should know, because you should have control over your color and the level, the amount of water what you applied. Okay, so that is the thing. This is wet on wet. The paper is wet and the color is wet. And the next thing is wet on dry. Okay, so wet on dry means, so I want to change the color. Okay, now I'm using olive green. Okay, well, so wet on dry means, okay, there is no need to wet your paper. Straight away you can apply the color. See, straight away I'm applying the color. Okay, and wash your brush. Okay, so like this. Okay, you can apply colors, wet on dry. This technique is wet on dry. Okay, so straight away you are applying the color, and then by using wet brush, you slightly blend the color, or you tend to move the color. Okay, whatever you want to do, you can do that. Okay, this is wet on dry technique. This one is okay, fine. Then the next one is layering. What is layering? Okay, sometimes we apply some color. Okay, Okay, for example, I take indigo. Okay, for example, I take indigo. So I make a very light wash. Okay, very light wash. This is okay. Fine. Then now what happens? I leave the color for some time. Okay. So after drying, the color may become very pale. Okay. So I don't prefer, this kind of thing. I want to make it a little bit darker. Okay. So what I can do? I have to wait until the base layer become dry, completely dry. Okay. And then I can add one more layer over that. Okay. So this is known as a layering. Okay. So for layering, you can use the same color. Okay. For improving the tonal value, you can use the same color. Otherwise, you can use two colors also. For example, if you apply orange and then after some time, you can apply pink or red or yellow over that. Okay. So any color you can apply over that. So the thing is, you have to wait until the base layer become completely dry, and then you can apply one more layer over that. So I'm just waiting for the layer to become dry. So meantime, we learn other techniques. Okay. So the other technique, okay. Then the next one is splattering. What is splattering? Okay. So this is a beautiful technique, very beautiful technique. Okay. So I'll show you. So I'm just applying a green. Okay. So applying a green. Okay. Now I want to create some beautiful effect just by using water. Okay. Now I'm using my liner brush and I'm waiting for a few seconds, because if the color is too wet and I'm applying more water over that, then I won't get good results. Whereas the base layer becomes dry and I'm splattering some water over that, then I won't get any good results. Okay, I have to wait for a few seconds and then just splattering the water. Okay, you can use two hands or one hand. Okay, according to you. So can you able to see the water? Okay, that just move the pigments away so that it's creating some blooms. This is known as watercolor blooms, otherwise known as watercolor blooms. Okay, so after drying, you can see, the beautiful, watercolor blooms effect. Okay, so if you are a landscape artist, this is a very common phenomena we use always. Okay, it's not necessary that you have to splatter only the water. You can apply one more color also over that. That is also possible. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, fine. Then the next one is dry brush technique. Okay, so dry brush, what is dry brush? Okay, so what is dry brush means? You might have seen on the tree trunks, okay, they are having somewhat scratchy or textured things. Okay, so over the trunk you might have seen, or something on the bricks or rocks. Okay, so you might have seen those things, right? Okay, so for this technique, okay, the color should be in creamy consistency, almost in creamy consistency, like, toothpaste. See here, it's, somewhat toothpaste consistency. Okay, so I'm using an old brush. Okay, I'm just splitting the bristles and trying to pick up some color. Okay, so now let's see what's going to happen. Okay, you can scratch like this so that you can create the textures. Okay, so the thing is, the color should be in creamy consistency, and your paper should have some textures. Okay, it should be either cold pressed or rough paper, so that it can get this textured effect. Okay, so one more tip, use any old brush for trying this technique. Don't use a brand new brush and damage the bristles. Okay, this is the thing. So layering is still wet, but okay, fine. I want to show you what's going to happen here. Okay, so I'm going to pick up a little more indigo. Okay, okay. So I can follow either wet on wet technique or wet on dry technique, as we learned already. I can wet this paper and I can apply the color once again. Otherwise, I can follow wet on dry. Okay, straight away I can apply the indigo once again. Okay, and by washing the brush, okay, and I'm just allowing the color to move. Okay, so that I can increase the tonal value of the color. Okay, so this way you can do anything. So these are all the basic watercolor techniques. Okay, one is the amount of water. Okay, we try this. Okay, and then wet on wet, wet on dry, and then layering and splattering, water splattering, and then dry brush technique. Okay, these techniques are the main techniques we always use in watercolors. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. Is it okay? Let's move on to the next thing. Anyone is having any doubt? See my work on Instagram from Kushi. Okay, then next, if you have any doubt in this, shall we move on to the next thing? Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes, we can. Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, we can move on to the next thing. Okay. Well. Okay. So. I want to show you how to paint tree. Okay, how to paint tree. How to paint tree. For painting tree, we need some greens and some brown. Okay, brown is otherwise known as earthen color or earth color. Okay, you may call it as anything. So I'm just picking up some burnt sienna. Okay, so if you want to see my palette, I show you. Okay, I picked up some burnt sienna and sepia. Okay, I pick up some sepia. Okay, the sepia is darker, the burnt sienna is a little bit paler than this, and it is having somewhat reddish tone. Okay, fine. Well, okay. Okay, so I picked. Please mute your audio. Okay. Okay. I picked up some burnt sienna in my brush. I'm using a liner brush. You can use size 1, size 2, or whatever it may be. Okay. See how I'm holding my brush. Okay. So I pick up more color. Okay. Just no, I'm just tilting my brush. Okay, just juggling my brush and creating. Okay. Now I assume the light source is coming from the side. Okay, the side, my light source is coming from this side. Okay, so I apply sepia here. Okay, I apply little amount of sepia to the trunk here. Because the light source is coming from here, so I apply burnt sienna here and then little amount of sepia here, this side. Okay, left side burnt sienna. Even if you want to make it paler, by using a wet brush, you can try to make it little bit paler also. that is also possible. Okay, so that you can make the viewer to understand the light source is coming from left side and the darkness is in right side. This way you can make them to understand. Okay, then you can pick up either burnt sienna or sepia, okay, for painting the branches also. Okay, you can use uh, this one sometime and that one sometime. Okay, so I'm just okay, okay, I made some branches. Don't try to paint like this, okay, like a stick. Okay, don't make like this. Okay, it will never attract your audience. Okay, don't make like this and don't make the branches like this. Okay, very straight away, don't make like that. Okay, so make it more organic. Okay, fine. Okay, now I'm going to use my old brush. This is old brush with a split bristles, damaged bristles. Okay, so I'm going to pick up some burnt sienna first. Sorry, not burnt sienna, olive green. I think it's hard for me to show the palette and paint. Okay, I tell the color so that you can understand, right? It's not a problem at all. Is that okay? Okay. So I picked up some olive green. Okay. See how I'm moving my brush. I'm just making some random strokes. I'm not at all, focus much on, okay, you can see this way, this way, this way, this way. I'm just making random strokes. Okay, so this way. I'm not I'm not focusing on its uniformity or something. Okay, because in nature, okay, you don't see, you can see any uniformity in the branches. Okay, either exceptions or there. Okay, some kind of trees, but mostly, okay, they won't be any, they won't provide any uniform branches or something. Okay, so after applying olive green, now I'm going to apply perylene green. That is, darker green. If you don't have perylene green, no problem. If you have sap green, you can mix a little amount of indigo with that, so that okay, you can create a darker shade. Okay, so I'm applying more amount of perylene green on the right side because the sunlight is coming from this way. So I'm applying more amount of perylene green here. Okay. Also, I'm applying very little amount of perylene green on this left side. Okay. However, more amount of perylene green on the right side. Okay. So, and then this way you can create the foliage for the trees. Foliage for the trees. Okay. So, also by using the same old brush, okay, I pick up once again olive green. Okay, I'm creating the same kind of strokes for painting the bushes also here. Okay, I'm adding some bushes. Also, I'm adding some grasses. Okay, by making horizontal strokes, not horizontal. I'm sorry, vertical strokes. Okay, I can create some grasses also. It is also possible. Can paint the grass. Okay, whatever you want to make by using an old brush, you can create whatever you want. Okay, so this way you can create the things. Okay, so any doubt in this? Any doubt? Okay, thank you. It's looking good. Yes, almost dry brush technique I'm using. Yes. almost dry brush technique, because my colors, they are not at all watery. I'm using almost dry brush technique. Okay, more or less creamy in consistency, my colors. Any doubt in this? Okay. In that case, we can move on to our next thing. Okay. So, go artwork. Okay. Always try to make a thumbnail. Okay. Thumbnail in the sense, okay. So, you have to take a rough paper or rough note. Okay. Whichever is convenient to you, you can have that. Okay. You have to divide your paper. Okay. 3 times horizontally and 3 times vertically. What it means, okay, this is known as rule of thirds. What is rule of thirds? You have to divide your picture plane into 3 parts, horizontally as well as vertically. That is known as, dividing this. And you have to use 2 parts for the sky. This is 2 parts for the sky and 1 part for the land or water, whatever it may be. Or otherwise, you can use 1 part for the sky and 2 parts for the land or water. Okay. Even if you are a photographer, if you take photographs, okay, in this way, in this proportion, they appear so magical, they appear so professional. Okay. So this way you have to make your picture plane. Okay. Before getting into your main thing, make a thumbnail like this and try to arrange the things. Okay, so this is, so 2 parts, either 2 parts sky or either 1 part sky, either 2 parts land or 1 part land. So arrange the things accordingly. Even though your reference image is little bit different from your own thoughts, okay, make it accordingly. Okay, so now I want to show, this is known as rule of thirds or golden rule, whatever it may be. Okay, so you have to make your focal point somewhere here. Focal point is center of attraction. Okay, something, if you want to paint a big tree, make it here. If you want to make a mountain colorful, make it here, make it colorful here or here. Okay, use this focal point. Don't make a tree here at the center. Don't make it at the center. Okay, it looks, it won't look professional. Okay, so always try to fix your focal points in these 4 points. Okay, in any one of these 4 points, you can make your focal point. This is rule of thirds or golden rule. Okay, fine. Now I want to make a thumbnail. Okay, before getting into the main painting. Okay, so today, okay, here you can see, this is the thing. I already, to save the time, I already fixed my paper and made a pencil sketch. Okay, so I want to explain. Okay, this is my picture plane. I'm a landscape artist. I want to make, horizontal paintings more than making vertical paintings, because landscapes go well with horizontal orientation. Well, I'm just dividing my paper here. Almost 2 portions for the sky and 1 portion for the land or water. Okay, so according to the rule of thirds, I'm dividing here. I'm making my horizon line here. Well, so a house here. Okay, as I told you already, make a focal point somewhere here or somewhere here. Okay, so I'm going to make a house here. So just a minute, I'll make it closer so that you can have a better view. Okay, well, okay, so I'm just okay, painting a house here. Okay, and here Okay, and door here. Okay, and a window. Okay, so here I'm not going to show the wall here, and this side wall I'm not going to show. Okay, then what I'm going to do means I'm going to paint some bushes here. I'm going to make this bushes smaller because they are far away from the house. Okay, this is in front. Okay, they are far away, so that I'm just making them small. Okay, small, making them small, very small, smallest. Okay, and then I'm going to make a big bush here. Okay, one bush here and one tree here. Okay, it's going to hit the sky. Okay, very big tree I'm going to make here. Okay, it's crossing the house, it's in front of the house, so this thing. Okay, and some more bushes also I'm going to make here. Okay, some more bushes. Okay, maybe some grasses here and there I paint. Okay, fine. I think this is sufficient because I want to make my sky colorful, and I don't want to make it very attractive, so that I don't want to give much bushes or much details in the land. Okay, so that you have to think accordingly how I can make my painting attractive. I mean, more attractive to the buyer. Okay, so that you can arrange things. Okay, fine. This is the thing. And one more thing I want to tell you. Okay, some people, they paint a tree like this. For example, this is a thumbnail. Some people, they paint the tree, big tree, and bird also this way. Please don't make birds like this. Okay, because it's almost 1/4 of the tree. Okay, it's almost in the size of 1/4 of the tree. So don't make like this. Okay, so make it small. Okay, so think of the proportions, think of the nature. Okay, so make it very small. Few birds here, because they are flying far away from us, so make it very small. Okay, so this is our thumbnail. Okay, so I'm going to make, or sometimes I may change, or I may add, or I may reduce. Okay, but this is my overall thumbnail I'm going to make. Fine. Okay, any doubt in this? Shall we move on to our main painting? Any doubt? Okay. Anyone need time if you want to paint along with me? Okay, yes, we can move on. Okay. So one more tip I want to tell you. Okay. Here you can see. Okay. In this, I just painted only the house, not the tree, bushes, and other things, because some artists, they make some pencil outline, and then they paint over that. Okay, and paint over that. Okay, but I don't prefer that kind of thing. Okay, very rarely I make sketches. Okay, so especially for few things. Okay, I don't make sketches for the bushes or leaves or trees or whatever it may be. I paint as it is. Okay, so today I'm going to paint as it is. I have drawn a very light sketch of the house. Okay, it's very light. That's why I showed you, I explained you how to create a thumbnail, and here, okay, I described everything. Okay, fine. I'm going to start this one. Okay, and another tip, if you are a beginner, another tip. Okay, you can use anything like the stone or something. Okay, for slightly elevating your drawing pad. Okay. Okay, slightly elevating your drawing pad so that you can allow the flow of beautiful flow of colors. Okay, so that And always mix your colors before getting into your painting. Okay, make it little bit more because sometimes when we are painting, that time we become running out of color, and again you are preparing the color, then the paper will become dry. So always make everything ready, then go for your main painting. Okay, so that is my suggestion. Well, okay. So today I want to make a sunny landscape. Sunny landscape means a very bright landscape. I want to make okay, sunny. So I just okay, pick up some cerulean blue, because so just a minute, I'm just making my palette available. Okay, fine. So today I'm going to make a sunny landscape. I'm going to use two colors for the sky. One is cerulean blue and another one is permanent orange. Okay, I'm going to use these two colors. Okay, so I'm mixing enough amount of cerulean blue. Okay, if you wish, happens. Okay, I dropped some color. Okay, fine. So if you wish, you can mix a little bit of indigo also. If you are painting along with me, okay, it's it's not possible for me to show the palette and painting along. So I'm just okay, and I'm just telling you the colors. Okay, I'm mixing little bit of orange and cerulean blue, very tiny amount of orange, and here you can see cerulean blue and little amount of indigo. My palette looks very dirty, and I'm sorry about that, because I always do something, and I clean my palette sometimes, but not very often. Okay, fine. So I'm going to paint. Okay, so make your colors ready. Okay, so if you wish, you can add little bit of crimson also. Okay, it's purely your choice to pick up the colors. Okay, because it's a bright thing. If you wish, you can elevate your drawing pad. Otherwise, if you're not comfortable, your colors become runny, you can keep as it is. Okay, whichever is convenient to you. If you are, if you feel okay, I can handle things like this. Okay, do that. Okay, fine. Okay, I'm wetting the paper. I'm using a flat brush. Okay, for wetting, you can use any brush for this purpose. Okay, it's not necessary that you have to use flat brush or round brush or nothing. You can just okay. I'm just wetting only the sky portion. Okay, not the entire paper. Okay, so I'm happy about this. So I'm using a small size round brush. I pick up some, some kind of cerulean here. Okay, so I start from light color. Okay, very light cerulean, and now I'm just adding some, okay, orange. Okay, so orange. I'm making the colors more paler near to the horizon. I don't want to make it much darker here. So just now, okay, I move on to my mop brush because I want to apply more amount of cerulean blue. So, okay. Okay, I want to elevate my pad now. make sure you're filling up the corners. Okay. Now I move on to my medium size round brush. Okay. I pick up a little bit crimson. Okay. You can watch, right? It's no need to explain how I'm adding the colors and blending them with each other. You can watch. Okay. So I'm applying the color and blending them with each other. Okay. Little bit of crimson now. Okay. So you can add the colors until the paper is wet. But once if you feel it's dry, okay, then stop adding colors because okay, they won't blend with each other. Then that is the stopping sign. Okay. Okay. And I picked up some indigo, but I felt this is fine. This is more vibrant. I don't want to add indigo to my sky. I'm happy about this. Okay, so I'm happy about the sky. Okay, so as I mentioned you earlier, I used very pale tiny amount of crimson, and then okay, and then I used cerulean blue. Sorry, I followed with paler crimson. I applied permanent orange, and then I started applying cerulean blue. Only 3 colors for the sky. So anybody is painting along with me? You want time to paint the sky? Okay. How can we make cerulean blue? See, we can't make cerulean blue. Just we can buy the pre-mixed cerulean blue from the shop. I cannot make cerulean. Okay. Anyone is having any question, or are you painting along with me? You need some time, few minutes to complete your task. Please let me know. Otherwise, we can move on. So I'm not getting even a single reply, please. So it means okay, we can continue, right? Okay, thank you. Painting along with me. Okay, need some time. I think it's a bhakti. You need some time, right? Okay, I give you a few minutes of time, please. You take. Okay. Pradeep also painting. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, I give you a few minutes of time, please. Finish it. Finish it and let me know. you are getting patches. It means your paper is not wet enough. Bhakti, your paper is not wet enough. That's why you are getting patches. If your paper is wet enough, and yes, in that case, switch off the fan. If you are running the fan, switch off the fan and try. Because if you are a watercolor artist, this is a very, very silly, and you may feel very silly. What is this? Why I need to switch off the fan? Yes, because otherwise the paper will become dry and it's not possible for us, especially when I'm painting landscapes. If you are making big washes, I suggest you to switch off the fan and try, especially when you are painting sky, because the paper will become quickly dry and you can't do anything with that paper thereafter. And one more tip, if you make anything wrong, or one side of the sky is better or the other side is not good, cut the paper and make it as a bookmark. This is a small tip, because we may feel bad. One side is best and the other side is worst. Why? So you can cut that paper and make it as a bookmark, gift it to someone, or you can use it. I do it always. Okay, yes. Okay. Okay. Is it fine? Shall we move on? Okay. Okay, right. Yes, okay, sure. Okay, we can move on to the next thing. Okay. Now, once again, I'm elevating my pad, because and the sky is still wet. Okay, if you wish, you can use hair dryer for drying the paper if you want to complete it, or if you don't have much time to complete, or if you are making if you are running out of time, in that case you can use hair dryer to dry your paper and you can move on. Now I don't want to use hair dryer. I just want to move on, but at the same time I want to take care of my sky. Okay, so I don't want to allow the reverse flow of colors to the sky. So I slightly elevated it so that I can allow the colors to come down. Okay, so this is the thing. So now I'm going to paint the grassland. Okay, so I'm going to paint. So before that, I need some colors. Okay, what are all the colors I need? Okay, I need yellow ochre. If you are a landscape artist, okay, yellow ochre is an inseparable color. Yellow ochre, it's a beautiful color, yellow ochre. It's more like raw sienna, but it's vibrant. Raw sienna is a little bit dull. Okay, so yellow ochre. And then you need, olive green. Okay, some olive green. I don't know how many of you love minimal palette concept. I don't like minimal palette concept because I love to splash the colors. I love to use more amount of blues, more amount of greens. Okay, I want to make colorful things when I paint landscape. So a little bit sap green, and as I told you already, and little bit okay, I show you. Okay, this is olive green and yellow ochre, olive green and sap green and perylene green. Okay, I told you already, if you don't have perylene green, okay, mix little amount of indigo with sap green so that you can get perylene green. Okay, fine. Okay, and some burnt sienna. Okay, some amount of burnt sienna. Okay, and sepia. Okay, if you don't have sepia, no issues. Mix little bit of indigo with burnt sienna, you'll get sepia, darker tonal value. So you have to play with colors. Okay. Well, okay, my color palette is ready. So I'm going to wait. Okay, very carefully without disturbing the sky. My sky is still white, so I'm more careful. Okay. About okay. Very carefully. I wait. Fine. Okay. That is sufficient. Now I start with yellow ochre. Okay. Near horizon, I want to make it okay more vibrant. Okay. So okay, yellow ochre. So I'm happy about this. So I want to make it here also because I want to show some light is falling on in front of the house. Okay. So this is. I want to give you a quiz. Okay. Who is going to answer this? Okay. Now I picked up some olive green. Okay. Wait. After completing this, I'll tell you the quiz. Okay. So this is olive green. Okay. See here, I'm leaving some space, and now some perlin green. Okay. And some sap green also. Okay. Now burnt sienna. Okay. Very tiny amount of burnt sienna at some places. And sepia. Now sepia. I'm applying sepia. Okay. Fine. Well and good. Okay, I'm happy about this. Okay, now where is my liner brush? Yes, it's here. I'm using my liner brush and dropping some tiny droplets of water. See, take care of your sky, okay, because it's not dry. Okay, fine. I dropped some water droplets. Okay, maybe sometimes if you wish, okay, you can add little bit of Cambo yellow or lemon yellow. If you wish, you can drop some yellow also. Okay. I want to add some lemon yellow because it will give some vibrancy. So I'm just picking up some lemon yellow. Yes, this is fine. Okay, I dropped some yellow also. Okay. Okay, fine. So it has to dry. Okay. So this time I'm going to use hair dryer. Before that, I want to ask you a question. Okay. So where is the light sources coming from? Here there is only one clue in this picture. You can't see, you can't decide where is the light source is coming from. Okay, so that is bit difficult because if I paint trees, you will get to know. Oh, here from here the light source is coming from. Okay, fine. Okay, you'll get to know now. Okay, how do you say? There is only one clue in this. How do you say? See, this one is from maybe this is right side. Okay, this is left side. Okay, so where is the light source is coming from? This is right side or left? Who is going to give the best answer? Right or left? Right or left? Left. Okay. Left. Left. Okay. I don't want to take much time because we have to complete this. No, not center. Okay. Actually, the light source is coming from right side. Why I told right side means, okay, you may think some white clouds are here. Okay, so this part is more vibrant. So no, here you have the clue here because you can see only this part is having some dark spot. I'm sorry, dark spot. Okay, the house is here and it is hiding the light source. That's why this spot becomes dark. Okay, so now you can understand the light source is coming from this way. That's why there is a shadow or some darkness here. Okay, so I'm going to paint my trees accordingly. Okay, so you love the answer? Yes means please raise your hand. Okay, you love the answer? You love the concept? Yes, okay, thank you. Okay, so this way you have to analyze the things. Okay, fine. So just a few minutes, just a few minutes, I mute my thing and I use hair dryer because it will be noisy, right? Okay, just a few minutes. Okay, the sky is completely dry now. Am I audible? Okay, am I audible? Okay, the sky is completely dry now. Yes, okay, thank you, Madhura. So the sky is completely dry now. So I'm going to paint the bushes. I'm going to paint a tree, big tree here. Okay, so according to our thumbnail. So do you remember our thumbnail? Okay, so this is our thumbnail. Okay, fine. So before that, before painting the tree, I want to paint the house first, and then I'm going to paint the tree. Because, you know, after painting the tree, it's not possible for me to paint the house, okay, in between the tree. So I want to make the roof a red, like a brickstone thing, okay. So I make it a little bit, close up. Okay, is it okay for you? Is it fine? Okay, this view is fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, so I just wet the roof. I'm not using, more amount of water, just wetting the roof, just wetting the roof. Okay, and I'm adding a little bit of yellow ochre. Only here, little bit of yellow ochre. Okay, so, and then I'm going to use a little bit of orange. Okay, this is too dark orange. Okay, little bit. Okay, little bit. Now I'm going to use some permanent red. Okay, I'm using permanent red. Okay, permanent red. Okay, so this. Okay, permanent red. I'm just trying to. Okay. Please mute your audio. Okay, permanent red. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm mixing some, paler indigo, very pale indigo. I pick up very pale indigo. Okay. And very pale indigo I applied here. And I'm trying to blend the color. Okay. And now I pick up some dark, not very pale, some dark. Okay. Here. So I want to make the roof dark. And I'm using, I pick up very pale indigo here. And I make it, dark. Here. Okay. So I want to make it I don't want to touch anything here because the light source is coming from here. So I want to make it more white. So I'm not applying more amount of indigo or anything here. However, inside the door, okay, I'm just inside the door. Okay, I'm just applying some darker indigo. Okay. 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 To show the inside of the houses, somewhat dark. Okay, fine. So now I want to add some window. Okay, just okay. You don't need to give any definition. Just 3 dots like thing. Okay, that shows the presence of some window here. That shows the presence of window. Okay. Done. And I want to make some design over the roof. So I pick up some red and I add some indigo with that so that I can make it dark. And I'm just making some kind of things like this. Okay. So I make the roofs a little bit vibrant, a little bit detailed. Well, okay. I think this is sufficient for the house. And okay, I'm happy about this. Okay. maybe a little bit here. Okay, fine. Okay, so now I'm going to use my liner brush, okay, to paint the tree. Okay. For that, I chose two earthen colors. One is sepia and another one is burnt sienna. So, okay, fine. So first I pick up. I just just a minute. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. I'm using my liner brush. I picked up some sepia. As I told you already, I pick up some sepia. And I'm painting the tree trunk. You can see how I'm painting the tree trunk. My tree is, little bit in a slanting position. I don't want to make a straight tree. Okay. Fine. I think this is sufficient. Okay. I have made the tree trunk and branches. Okay, not any uniform kind of branch, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, make it somewhat okay, fine. Okay, this is my tree trunk and other stuff. Okay, now I'm going to use my old brush. Okay, and I pick up some olive green. Okay, we are going to use the dry brush or almost more or less technique. Okay, so I'm just making some random strokes. Okay. Okay. Okay, olive green. Something here. Okay. Oh. Okay. So olive green. Fine. Now I want to use perlin green. Okay. So I'm using old brush and making some random strokes. Okay. Okay. So adding perlin green, I'm creating some random strokes. Okay, fine. Okay. Well, so I'm going to add one or two branches. So I'm just using the liner brush. So adding one or two branches. Okay. And okay. So fine. Okay. Okay. I'm happy about my tree now. Okay. You can see how the sky is, somewhat popping out of, in between the tree. You can see that. Okay. Now it's time for painting bushes. Okay. Well and good. I'm using olive green and according to our thing. Okay. I'm just okay painting some tiny bushes here and there. I'm not making it uniform. I'm not making the bushes everywhere. Okay. Okay. Bush. Okay. So these are the bushes. Okay. And according to our thumbnail, I want to create. Okay. I'm using olive green now. I want to create a big bush here. Okay. And here one. Okay. And something just below the tree. Okay. And here in front of the house. Okay. Make sure you're not hiding the path. Okay. And here. Okay, fine. Okay. I feel this is enough because I don't want to make more amount of bushes. Okay. So now I'm using some perylene green because I want to make the bottom darker, bottom of the bush. Okay. Girish, you can use sap green also. Okay. Oh. It's not purely your choice. Okay, fine. Some sap green. And here some perylene green. Here and here. And I don't want to show the trunk of the tree much, so I'm painting some bushes here and something here. Okay, some more bush. I feel it's kind of more uniform thing. So, okay, fine. Okay, and here some some darkness under the bottom of every bush. I painted. Okay, fine. Now I'm using another liner brush. Okay, and okay. Now I'm using some sepia. Okay, because I want to show some some kind of tweaks on the some kind of tweaks on the bushes. Okay, so I'm using some sepia. Okay, so here I'm using a liner brush. See, just making some random strokes. I'm using sepia now. I'm just making some random strokes. So you can see how I'm moving my brush. I'm making some random strokes here and there. Given you can use indigo instead of sepia. It's no, purely your choice. Okay, I'm just making some random lines like this, zigzag lines. Okay, so here also I'm making some random kind of bushes. Okay, fine. I'm using the same little bit of sepia. Okay, to show the presence of shadow under every bush. Okay, I'm using the liner brush and okay, just creating some random shadow just below every bush and a tree. Okay, because if you paint shadow, then only you give life to your painting. Okay, so shadows are most important thing. Okay, so okay. Okay. Okay, fine. I feel this is sufficient because I don't want to give much more detail. Okay. Okay. This is sufficient, I feel. Okay. So I wish to paint some. I wish to add some birds. Okay. I'm using. Can use sepia or neutral tint or black or something. Okay. So I feel I want to add birds somewhere here. Okay, I feel one bird is enough. I don't want to add more birds. Okay, so I feel this is sufficient. Okay, yeah, it's almost dry. So okay. Okay, so I'm done. Okay. So always, peel off your masking tape outwards. Yes. Okay. Fine. Okay. So I think I'm done. Okay. Fine.